Okay, we're just going to kind of check things out here, make sure they're all working. Let's see here. It looks okay. I'm just going to try message. Okay, that seemed to work. And then I'm curious, what does this look like on Twitter? We're going to find out here real quick. Oh, wow. It's actually showing a live broadcast. That's pretty dope. Now, where is this? I'm not sure, but anyway, we got that going. Okay. So we are rocking and rolling. I was not expecting this to go to, well, I mean, I decided to try Twitter because what the hell? But I don't know how many people are going to watch it. We're going to find out. I have a much larger Twitter following than I do. Let's see, YouTube and Twitch for sure. But we'll just kind of get started here. I just have a couple things. This is actually, I'm going to close that up in case somebody gets confused because that was something I was playing around with. Playing around with a little web project, somebody that I met today, and they had a business they wanted to start, and I was just kind of hacking on it with them just for giggles. Okay, so I got a couple of things I need to fix before we launch this. I'm going to try to do kind of the basic stuff here because I think we're doing pretty good. Let me just run through it one more time. We're going to run through the app. And in case anybody wants to go ahead and download it, grocery list. Actually, you can't download it yet, but what you can do is you can sign up for the launch. And if you need like a test flight link tonight, you can just message me directly and I'll try to get you one. Let's see here. Also, people are gonna have to let me know how the quality is, because I don't know if the quality is gonna be particularly good or not. Okay. Okay. All right, let's launch this thing, just kind of see how it goes. I have some bugs here, but I do need to get this thing launched, so I don't want to worry too much about it. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to do. I actually wanted to, excuse me. I actually wanted to flag monetization. So let's come in here and we'll do show paywall, or let's do it's really freemium or premium, but we'll just do is premium only. No, we'll say it's either free, freemium, or premium, but I'm not going to go through all those. It's just, is it monetized or not? So we'll say is monetized. So we're going to add that remote config. And right in here, we can see upgrade to Pro. I'm going to go ahead and open up Safari. We're going to open up remote config. Just give me a second. Okay, it's going to come down here and we're going to duplicate this. Was it is monetized? Is that what it was? Yeah, is monetized. Default value false. Save. Hang on. I think that was spelled wrong. There it goes. Is monetized. Go ahead and publish those changes. Now, where was that? Is monetized. False. Okay. So I'm going to pull this open. We're going to open up simulator. So we'll say upgrade to Pro. Membership upsell card. Hey, Marco, really appreciate that. Have you been using it at all, or have you just been watching? So final is monetized equals flags dot. Okay, so yeah, it's really good for partners for sure, families and spouses. Okay, so member and monetized. I think this is what we're looking for. So hang on a second. Yeah, thanks, man. Really appreciate it. We'll do it this way. Why isn't it so okay? So if it's return hidden. There we go. Okay. So if it's not monetized, we'll do this little check up here. And what do we got going on here? So this should be fully pro at this point. It's got loyalty cards. What do we got going on here? Ah, of course. Oh, I see. Bummer. Got it. Those are for flags. I don't have like an easy way to drop that in, unfortunately. Would have been really nice. Okay, I'll just add that there. It's not pretty, but it'll work for now. Maybe what I'll do here actually is come in here and we will make a bunch of flags. There, so now we can add a bunch of these flags dot. Yeah. There, so now I got some basic flags here that I can see. That's what I really wanted. Okay. Not all of them, but just some of them, just the important ones. There, that should give us some of the items here that we're curious about. And probably don't even need that section above. We'll swap it. There we go. Okay. I'm using Helix key bindings in VS Code. So let's say I come in here and I say free items. We're going to make that, 10. Gonna go ahead and restart that. Okay, 10 free items. So now in theory, if I try to add one here, it'll do it because it's not monetized. But if I come in here and I turn on, so that we are monetized, post changes. There we go. Now when I restart it, that shows, if I come in here and I do try to add an item. No, now it's, those should be popping off. Let's see here. Open this guy up. Those aren't triggering the paywall, so I just want to make sure that this is all good here. Okay, I see, but it doesn't know the amount because I'm not using the predicate to check. Hey Todd, how's it going? No, I'm not deploying today at 5 p.m. I'm just checking in here and I'm going to submit it to the stores tonight. And then, of course, you know how the stores work. It's going to be a couple days. And who knows how fast it'll be for the weekend. Here, you know what? Here's an idea. How about I stop screwing around with this? How come I can't stash that? Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Okay. I think we're good to start getting this thing out, actually. Let's just see here. I had a list of nits and bugs here, but they're more like feature requests. Okay, I think we're ready. I'm gonna actually hit the build. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into Code Magic. Should I add a separate process here? Workflow beta. How do I add a workflow? Hey, Marco. Yeah, Code Magic is great. You already know that, though. Let's see here. I'm just going to kick it off. Wait, hang on. I need to merge that. Let me do that first. I'm so used to doing, let's see here. Did I not push it up? There it is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. December 14. Blockers. Yeah, the pricing I have that I'm starting out with is 15 for the year, and then it's like $2 a month. I will probably change that. Love-hate relationship with Flutter. I think Flutter's great. I just think that there's a lot of stuff that it could be a lot better. Could be a lot better. Let's see. Goal destination, that's fine. Goal push, that's fine. Sign random ID, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I think we're good. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna merge this. We're kind of hanging out at this point. Also, if anybody wants to hop in stream, I think there's a way I can invite people. Yeah, I work full time as a Flutter engineer. Yeah, Todd, I love your feedback on this because what the way I'm thinking about it now is we have a freemium. So if you want all of the features, then you would pay the $15 a year. But then if you're just kind of like helping out with the list, you probably don't need all the features, and those people can be free. And that's the way I'm trying to handle a situation with. That's how you handle. That's how I decided to handle a situation with, like a household where one person cares a lot about being able to have the organization, and other people are just kind of like checking things on and off the list. So let me know if you think that'll work for you guys. But I'm definitely open to feedback here because I think that like a team membership style would be interesting. Tim, did I give up on the game making? Yeah, I was fooling around with the game making. I just don't really see a future for myself with it. So I just decided to wind it down. But I had a lot of fun doing that server. I think I used like an MQTT server to do all of the telemetry. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Todd, it sounds like that might work for you guys then. My goal is to try to find something that works well for people. And at this point, it's time for me to just get it out there and kind of see what happens. But please, I want you guys to keep the feedback coming. Okay, I think I can bust this through. Let's see here. Yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Do not allow bypassing. It's not letting me allow. It's not allowing me to bypass. Oh, I might have to do this. Yeah, there we go. Hey, it's Boogly. What's up, my man? Good to see you in here. Yeah, we're doing YouTube comments and Twitch comments at the same time. That's what's going on there. A monster audit. That sounds like fun. Okay, we're gonna try again. D7D, and what do we have in here? D7D. Okay, great. So we're gonna run that build, and it's gonna take a little bit, but once it's up, we'll go ahead and push it through. That's pretty cool that Twitter actually has live now. I'm looking at the quality. The quality seems okay on Twitter. Actually, I'm curious, people watching, what do you think of the woo, sorry about that. What do you guys think of the video quality? I'm using StreamYard right now. I usually use OBS. I'm guessing that OBS is better quality than this. Todd blew up the picture of him, Chris, and I at Chris's outhouse to movie poster size, and he's getting it framed and put in his office. I think that's fantastic. I want a copy. I want a copy for sure. Luke TG8. Yeah, I'm sure Chris and I would love a copy. I actually want to, you know what? We can do this. I want some land. So let's look at Zillow. Zillow has like the most jacked up website. Like I don't want this whole thing over here. But let's see what we can find. There's so much stuff for sale now. It's crazy. Up north of Lincoln in this region, there's tons of stuff for sale that's cheap. I would love something up in this region. Oh, if you guys want to see something insane, Todd, this is going to blow your mind. Hang on a second. I'm sure it's still for sale. No way. I think it might be off the market. There was this massive, massive estate that was that right in here that was for sale. I'm surprised if it's off the market. Oh my God, I think it's actually off the market. Yeah, I'm surprised I can't. There's a way to show houses that here. It must have just been taken off the market. I don't think there's no way that it actually sold, but I'm surprised it's not in here. Hopefully a trust bought it. That's not what I wanted. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know I could do that. Ah, sweet. Spam. Yeah, I can't delete it from StreamYard. I don't really feel like going into Twitch to delete it. So he wins this round. Anyway, let's see if we can find something. So we're gonna go maximum. Let's do 50K because that's the most fun. Maximum 50K, home type, any, for sale. We'll back it way out. And then we'll start heading in this region. So it used to be you could find, yeah, here we go. Oh, it's on a land lease. So I haven't seen land leases in a long time. It used to be that you could find land leases for cheap, cheap, cheap. Like $5,000 for 5 years or something like that. But yeah, Todd, this place needs or has an outhouse for sure. It's got the cedar side. It's got the cedar shingles too, and the V match on the inside. Look, it's got V match doors for the cabinets. That's hilarious. But you don't actually own the land. It's a lease. It's a land lease. That's the problem. It used to be you could actually buy something like this for 50 grand. Now it's just a land lease for 50 grand. Here, we're going to do this. We're going to do any number of bedrooms. Hey, how come that's not on there? Any number of bathrooms? Yeah, I'm going to launch my app on Zillow for sure. Let's check this out. What do we got? I want something with like something jacked up on it. We'll do one bed. Yeah, the land lease is a killer. Exactly. Okay, what's this? Oh, dude, here you go. Todd, this is your dream house. Sorry, I thought that thing would go away after a few seconds, but here we are. Here, this is Todd. This is your dream house. 29 grand. You could just buy that and build in public for the rest of your life. Actually, I had a friend who went to engineering school, and then when he got out, he bought a trailer just like this down in, I think it was New Hampshire. And I think he paid like, no, this isn't even a double wide. This is a single wide. I think he bought like a single, I think he bought a single wide in New Hampshire. I think he paid like 9 grand for it. And then he was renting the trailer slab. I can't remember what it's called, for something like $300 a month. So he basically paid cash for it out of school, was paying $300 a month. And he was working at, Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, bringing in like 150 grand a year. And he was definitely living like he was on 10 grand a year. And that dude was just raking in cash and just like working all the time. And I just think that's fantastic. So how hard is it to get decent internet there? Okay, so actually it's not in Maine, it's not as bad as you would think. It does depend on the property though. So this one, they'll usually say in the property. This one does not say, but you can always go back to Starlink. And there's actually quite a few, like once you start getting down in this region, like you can get fiber all the way through here, no problem. Like all of Ellsworth, this area all has fiber. Blue Hill all has fiber. All of Acadia National Park region has fiber. This area in here has fiber. Maine actually has quite a bit of fiber, like a lot more than you'd think. But yeah, so houses here in Canada probably need to sell a liver. How can houses cost so few in the US? It's shocking me. So it's both. There's really cheap stuff. Like what I'm showing you here is basically like a trailer, right? It's not It's not like a great house, but it's also better than like a lot of developing countries. Um, and but then if you can go to places like California and houses are just like crazy expensive. Not just California, but like California, New York, New Jersey, Boston, all those kinds of places. Or I say California, I should really say like San Francisco. Um, in some places in Austin, houses get really expensive, like 700K, 900K, 1.5 million, so on and so forth. Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. There used to be a fiber map of Maine, and it was like there's like this backbone that runs all the way up I-95, I think, and it probably comes through 295 as well. But it basically comes up I-95 and it goes all the way up to Holton. And in Holton, which is like middle of nowhere, Todd can tell you that in Holton, it's basically middle of nowhere. And they had some of the best fiber in the entire state, and it was like $20 a month. And I remember looking at this map and being like, okay, Portland's got like a good amount, but not a lot. Lewiston's got a good amount, but not a lot. Bangor's got a good amount, but not a lot. And then you get to Holton, and the whole thing was fiber. Like the entire area was just 100% fiber. Like this whole area is just all fiber. So I actually called the ISP that was up there, and I was like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? Like, why do you have so much fiber up here?" And the guy just started laughing, and he was like, "It was all dial-up and DSL, and then we showed up, and we were going to do wireless because the fiber backbone came to 95 and basically went up Route 1 from here. So there's a fiber node right here, okay? And what they were going to do is they're going to tap in and do wireless internet to everyone. And they knew what the speeds were going to be, and what they ended up doing is they went door to door and they're like, listen, we're starting a business. We're either going to do wireless, it's going to be this much money and this bandwidth, or if we can get like 1,000 people to sign up in the next month, we can do fiber at this price. And like the entire town signed up. And just by doing that, just like walking around asking people what they wanted, they all signed up and they built fiber out this entire area, total 100% fiber penetration and nothing else. And they were charging people like $20 a month for like 1 gigabit down. It was like really crazy. So that was a fun phone call. Speaking of which, I'm curious. Yeah, here you go. This is what you need. Check this out. 50 grand. Totally workable. Fiber internet. Awesome state laws, I think, personally. Just need to go through and just make it look nice, basically. Man, look at the paint in there. That's wild. It's like avocado. Somebody was selling like an old, like legit Victorian. It was like a miniature Victorian with like a tower and everything in Holton, and they sold it for like 120 grand. Here we go. Here's like an actual log cabin. Yeah, it's like fake log siding over T111 or T111. So they built the place, put T111 on it, then put fake. No, it's not fake logs. It's not fake siding. It's just it looks like a log cabin, but it's actually just siding. Here's your outhouse, Todd. Yeah, it removes you of the movie Fargo. Yeah, that's perfect. There's a lot of stuff like that out here for sure. All right, I'm gonna check Code Magic. Okay, iOS is built, Android's been built, and now we're publishing. Gonna wait for that distribution to come through. Yep, got a shed area. Yeah, I bet if you could clear this out, spray a bunch of closed cell spray foam, and live a rustic life for sure. But it wouldn't be a bad life, I don't think. Oh yeah, here's the camp checklist, Todd. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna see if I can open this. All these camps have this like camp checklist. So dump the sink pail, which means that it doesn't have a gray water system. So they literally have a sink and then there's a bucket sitting under the sink. And as they like bring water in almost certainly, and as they use that water, all that gray water drains into a bucket. And so then you have to take that bucket out and dump it. Um, Drain the tea kettles. I don't know if that means something else. Um, Turn off the radio, turn off propane. Yeah, because most of those places they cook with propane. Um, Spring mouse traps. Yeah, so here in Maine, mice get into everything, and so most houses have some amount of mouse traps. We have some in the basement right now because we have a rat problem. Um, it's not like a terrible problem, but it's like they have just started to get into the house, and we set some traps. Obviously, take out the garbage and lock the doors. What's interesting is a lot of places actually don't lock doors. All right, quick question here. Why did you pick Code Magic rather than the classic actions again for the deploy? Any particular reasons? Yeah, very simple. So I just didn't want to maintain it anymore. When I first started this project, it was kind of like a hobby passion project. And as part of that, I set up GitHub Actions to do the deploy. And then when I decided I was going to take it seriously, I just deleted a bunch of complexity. And one of the things I deleted was the GitHub Actions because I figured if I had to spend more than an hour on GitHub Actions to keep it going, then I would save money by using Code Magic. The other thing too is with the GitHub Actions scripts, you have to manually bring in a lot of certificates. So if I wanted to like duplicate that process on the next project, it wouldn't take that long, but you have to actually go run around and find a bunch of keys and certificates and like all these things you need to set it up. CodeMagic, if you connect CodeMagic account to your App Store Connect account or your Apple developer account, it will actually pull in all those keys for you. And that alone was worth the money to switch to CodeMagic. Also, CodeMagic is just way faster, and the build minutes are way cheaper. So that's it in a nutshell. We used to have a list like that when we had a camp in New Hampshire. Yeah, I think every place has a list like this. The list that we have at our family camp, I don't own it. It's not in my immediate family, but it's like an aunt and uncle who have one. They've got like a book that's like I know you can't see me, but they've got a book that's like, I don't know, 2 inches thick that they go through. Are you using dependency caching on CodeMagic? I found that on GitHub Actions is very useful. This is just me being weird. Whenever I'm doing CI, I hate using caching because um, my reason is because when caching doesn't work, it's really hard to debug. And if I don't use caching, then I know that everything coming in is fresh and I don't have to like fiddle with it. Um, I mean, obviously, I will use caching if there's a real benefit, but I've seen people use caching to shave like 30 seconds off of a build, and they spend like an hour or more setting it up, and then like a couple hours every quarter, just with issues that arise because of it. So I personally go, faster runner, no caching if possible, but that's just my personal preference. The only downside of code match is you cannot use free tier with the collaborator. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? I think that's fine. They're doing the Lord's work, and I'm happy to give them money. The outhouse makes the property. The outhouse always makes the property. This is gonna sound really weird, although I feel like Todd will understand. I actually really want to dig an outhouse one day. It's like on my bucket list of things that I want to do. Let's see here. Dude, look at this thing. Cathedral ceilings. Are you ready for this? Here, we're gonna go back to this because it's easier to see. Siding's a little fucked. Look at the interior of this thing, Todd. This thing's like the Taj Mahal. Look at this thing. This thing is a riot. It looks like somebody took a trailer and like attached something to it. But it's hard for me to say. Oh, somebody had a stone house listed. It was half stone, like field stones, and then half cordwood. And they were selling it. It was actually kind of near Chris's place, and I think it was like 75 grand. How are houses built in the US? In my country, it sometimes can be a big hole in the earth, either lined up with concrete or just all natural, but or it's just a bucket underneath the toilet seat. Yeah. So it depends. Each state is a little bit different. And to be honest with you, Maine is actually pretty stringent when it comes to outhouses. But yeah, generally speaking, the idea is uh, dig a deep hole, put a box on top of it that you can sit on, and then put some plastic on the front of the box so that when you pee, it just like dribbles down into the basin in the outhouse instead of like soaking the wood. And actually, most people when they go into an outhouse and they say that it smells really bad, it's only because they didn't put that pee shield on. If you miss the pee shield, then it makes a huge difference. Why then it cannot be an in-house toilet with piping to a hole? I know. I no, I hear you 100%. I think it has to do with fumes getting into the house. So I think they want it like a separate building, is my understanding. But the thing that really gets me is like they're incinerating toilets and composting toilets, and even like they're like these crazy automatic bagging toilets. That like you go to the bathroom in them and the bag like closes up automatically and then like uses vacuum to advance. And so you have like this long roll. I know you can't see my hand, sorry. You got this like long roll that can do something like 50 flushes in like a single bag, and it's like totally sealed. And you like can't even, they won't even let you use that technically. Which is kind of silly because I think you absolutely should. Basically, if it works in an RV, I feel like you should be able to do it in a cabin. My dad used a porta potty base for the seat and a whole. Yeah, that seems fine. I'm sure the porta potty base has got all that engineering in it. I'm glad I'm not the only one who likes talking about this stuff. Okay, so App Store is in. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing launched. Um, all right, let's see what we can do here. Grocery List Pro. There you go. Okay, so this one was rejected. The last one was. I think it was something silly. The support URL in your app's metadata does not properly. Okay. It seems a bit wild to me that on this level, our countries have this in common. Ukraine, dude, I'm telling you, a lot of stuff like that is like the climate makes the culture. So like I would guess that Ukraine and Maine, for example, and Alaska and Finland, and like northern Sweden, like all these places, I bet have very similar culture around the stuff that we're talking about. That's my take. Like I have more in common with random people on Twitter who are from Finland than I do people who are from, like North Carolina. Kiev is on the same latitude or Kiev is on the same latitude as New York without the ocean. Yeah, exactly. Oh, wow, I didn't realize it was that far south. That's really interesting. So I'm about 160 kilometers north, probably, of New York in terms of latitude. So imagine whatever like 160 to 200 kilometers north of Kiev is where I am for latitude. Okay, let's look at this metadata issue. Oh, we're going to do that, and then we're going to do. What are we allowed to do here? What does Oops have on their website for support? Do they have a support? Aha! Oh, that's interesting. It's really interesting. I wonder if I can do this. No, I can't do that. Um, we'll put this in now and then we'll figure something out later. So we got to add this support section here. Save, we'll manually release. We are going to add a different one. Do I have to cancel this one first? I can never remember how this works. How do I do this? There's a way I have to like remove this binary and like do a different one, I think. Here we go. Okay. Oh God, that promo text is terrible. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. This is definitely GPT-4 generated stuff that I was going to replace later, but I'm not going to replace it now because I have to get this out. Okay, resubmit to App Store review. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, now we'll do Play Store. $392. That's from tonight, right? Yeah, 39 build 392. Okay. Okay, how do I select? Section, store presence means store listings. How do I select a target countries? Production track? Countries, regions. Ah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Just gonna do them all. What? That's fucked up. All right, edit release. 392, 1.0. What's these warnings? Financial features. No, 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 no. What's this? None of these. Geo-blocking regulation. I'm not gonna worry about that. All right, let's try one more time. Hit release. Next. Save. Yeah, what the hell? So hang on a second. Is this now? Okay, it's in review, right? But what's the build number? I think it should be fine. Yeah, 392. 92. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, I believe those are both in review now. It wasn't so bad. I'm a little surprised there is no way to, or it's not obvious to me that you can have it wait like manual release. There must be some way to do this. Anyway, if it goes out, it won't be the end of the world. I think that's pretty good. Thumbs up. Got one thumbs up. Manual release if managed publishing, but only if it's approved. So after it approves, I have to come back in and actually manually release it, right? That's my expectation here. Oh, if you turn on managed publishing, then you release manually. Where do I find that? Managed publishing. Oh, right here. Okay. Okay. Good enough. Awesome. Great. Hey, S9TH, I don't know what your actual name is, but do you happen to know how to disable the Google Play bots that go through your app every time you push up a build? Eugene. Because I have I can't remember what it's called. It's the pre-something report, pre-launch report. So I have a pre-launch report turned off. So I have the pre-launch report turned off, but I still can see them actually submitting to my feedback form. So I've got a feedback form in app, and every day I can see 4 of them submit, but I don't know how to turn it off, which is pretty wild. Yeah, I think you're right. They have like they do like automatic fuzz testing and stuff like that, if I remember correctly. Cool. All right, fam. I think I'm gonna call this. That's a cool hour. We got this thing in the stores, and then I will push it up soon. And at some point, I should probably do a retrospective on this. I do a retrospective. I do like a constantly running retrospective on my stuff, but I don't do one publicly. So I'll figure something out. But yeah, Eugene, Marco, everybody, Todd, Boogly, all the people who were hanging out. Really appreciate it. You guys have any questions before I hop off here? Oh, Todd, thanks for the feedback. Appreciate it. Eugene, thanks. Really appreciate it. All right, everybody. I will see you later. Boogly, thank you. Good to see you too.